What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Nation show. This is just a web series where we're talking about all things matter me in the world of movies. Let's talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. That's right, that would be the sequel to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film, which came out last summer. And well, there's already talks about what's going to happen with the movie, and that would be a new direction. And by new direction, I mean a new director. The first film was directed by Jonathan Liebesman, who directed Battle Los Angeles, as well as Wrath of the Titans, and now he directed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And while I thought that the film was entertaining, I thought that it had a lot of problems, and it had a lot of room for improvement. But you got to remember one thing. I mean, when you watch this movie and you look around you, you'll notice that the audience is made up of a lot of kids. It's targeted towards kids. It's targeted towards a very young demographic. And because of that, I was watching the movie mainly for nostalgic value. I wanted to watch it because I really liked these characters when I was a kid. But when you're watching the movie play out, you feel like this is a very, very this is a very kid-friendly movie, all right? I mean, I wouldn't say it's kid-friendly as in family-friendly. I'm talking about more like it feels like a cartoon, like a live-action cartoon, kind of like the first Transformers film, all right? These movies are made for kids, all right? And you know, kids will love all the action and the silliness that takes place in these movies, right? But still, in a way, it's still a little bit edgy. All right, after all, it is a Michael Bay production. As a matter of fact, it's a Platinum Dunes production where Michael Bay and Andrew Form and Brad Fuller are the producers. All right, so they're going with a new direction. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it will be changing up the direction a lot. They're just going with a different director. So that's a good thing. I don't really like Jonathan Liebesman as a director. I don't think he's a very good storyteller, and he's not a very good visual storyteller. I think a lot of directors can tell a better story visually than Jonathan Liebesman. And now they're looking towards David Green. David Green would be the director behind another kid-friendly film called Earth to Echo. And Earth to Echo was a very E.T.-like film. It's got a very, E.T. soulfulness about it, because after all, it's about a bunch of kids who discover this alien from another planet, and then it's got an E.T. story about it going on. All right, now here's the difference between David Green and or rather Earth to Echo and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, now while they are two very different films, Earth to Echo is David Green's very first film, and it was given a 48% rating at Rotten Tomatoes. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, directed by Jonathan Liebesman, had a 22% rating at Rotten Tomatoes. You see what I'm getting at? Anyways, so Platinum Dunes and Paramount Pictures is looking towards getting David Green to direct the sequel to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I see as a good thing. Okay, I see that as a good thing just because, now, I don't hate Jonathan Liebesman, I just think that he's not a very good storyteller. So, if David Green can at least tell a decent story, like a half-decent story with Earth to Echo, then, you know, throw him into the mix with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live-action film, or rather a sequel, and maybe we can see a pretty good movie, alright? Like a decent movie, alright? Now, with regards to what is going to happen in the sequel, I think the big question is which characters are we going to see, because the world of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle universe is actually quite vast, and there's a lot of characters that they could put into the sequel. It's just like the Transformers films. In every sequel, they introduce new characters. In the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sequels, they can also introduce new characters. Now, right now, all we know is that the 4 Turtles are back. Of course, you cannot not have them. That's like saying that there's no Optimus or Bumblebee in the Transformers sequels. All right, but of course, the 4 characters are back. Megan Fox will be back as April O'Neil. Will Arnett will be back. Will be back as I forgot his character's name. A Shredder is suggested to be back. After all, he didn't die at the end of the first movie, so it's suggested that he will be back. But it's confirmed that Bebop and Rocksteady will be making an appearance in the sequel. Now that is very exciting because they're one of the original bad guys in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoons. All right, as well as the comics. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. Now, originally, Rocksteady and Bebop were supposed to be in the first film that came out this summer, but their idea was scrapped out just because they thought that it was just too much too soon. So they're gonna save him for the sequel. Instead, they just introduced the Shredder and the Foot Clan, and that was enough, which I thought was adequate. All right, so they actually already had Bebop and Rocksteady concept art available for the first film, but they decided not to use it. And you know what? They look hideous. I don't mean hideous as in like they look like it's terrible looking concept art. I mean hideous as in, well, if the Turtles look that grotesque right now, think about how grotesque Bebop and Rocksteady will look. Anyways, it looks like we're gonna see very, very scary looking Bebop and Rocksteadies in the sequel if they look anything like the concept art. I can't post what the concept art looks like just because it's concept art, but anyways, you can Google it, look it up, and see what I mean. Now, other than Bebop and Rocksteady, they're hoping that they can put Casey Jones. Casey Jones is, of course, a fan favorite, and I think it would be pretty easy to put him in. After all, he's not like a mutant character like the Turtles and Bebop and Rocksteady. He is just some dude with, fighting abilities with sports equipment and a hockey mask. So, I'm looking forward to seeing him in there. I mean, obviously, if you're gonna have more villains, you gotta add more heroes, okay? Because the Turtles already had a hard enough time taking out the Foot Clan and Shredder. So if you're gonna add the Foot Clan and Shredder and then Bebop and Rocksteady, you gotta even it out and add in another hero, whether it be Casey Jones or Usagi Yojimbo, whichever. But anyways, so confirmed, Bebop and Rocksteady are going to make their first appearance in the franchise, and it's possible that Casey Jones will be coming. And I'm really excited about this because no matter how bad these films are, I still want to see them because it's part of my childhood. Okay, so the first good step, the next best step, is to find a new director, and I feel that if they get David Green, which is still not confirmed, it's in early talks. If they get David Green, that's a good thing. Okay, so there you have it. That's all I gotta say in this video. The first one, by the way, was a huge financial success at $477 million worldwide. That kind of money is pretty big. That's $500 million. And to have that kind of success for the first film in the franchise, for a rebooted franchise, that's pretty good. Okay, because they didn't know where this was going to go. It could, it could bomb, or it could do really, really well, or just somewhere in between. Which, if it did somewhere in between, they might want to rethink whether or not they want to make a sequel. But it did $500 million, and because of that, obviously a sequel is going to happen. All right, so we're going to get that in 2 years from now, and it's all very exciting. Anyways, that's all I got to say in this video. What do you guys think about Rocksteady and Bebop? And also, who do you want to see in the sequel? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Follow me on Twitter, @RaginNation. My name's Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. He goes floating. That's pretty cool. Takes him back into time. You got the globe. Comes out naked.